Hi guys, it's Hani here. I'm back with another cookie decorating tutorial. Today I'm going to show you how I decorated Rockefeller Center cookies. Rockefeller Center first opened in 1940 and it was owned by Columbia University till 1985 when it sold for $400 million. It is famous for its annual Christmas tree lighting ceremony, ice skating ring, and beautiful arts. Let's get started with today's tutorial. I'm going to start by brushing a thin layer of yellow royal icing, and then we're going to let it dry for about an hour or so. Now take a scribe tool or a small sharp pin and divide this section into small windows. We're going to make lots of tiny windows. Here I'm using, this is actually sold as silver edible marker, but as a matter of fact it's more gray than silver, but it works great, so I would highly recommend it. Now I'm using black edible marker, creating window panes. And to outline and flood, I'm using navy blue royal icing, 20-second consistency. To color my royal icing, you can either, I used navy blue food coloring, but if you don't have navy blue food coloring, you can use royal blue and add a touch of black to it and mix it well. Make sure that you let the color rest at least for 4 hours and up to overnight. It helps to develop the color and it's going to be darker and you won't have to use as much food coloring. Let the window outlines crust for about 5 minutes and then you can outline and flood the whole thing. And now we can work on that famous ice skating ring. Let's start with medium blue royal icing, 15-second consistency. And pipe a layer of light blue royal icing just above it. And now marble it together with a scribe tool. Take white royal icing, 15-second consistency, and pipe lines across. This is called wet on wet. I'm piping wet white royal icing onto the wet blue royal icing, and you can see white lines are sinking into the blue. After this, we have to let this crust for about 30 minutes and then take ivory royal icing, 15-second consistency, and outline and flood the section above it. Let this dry and then we can create ice skating ring board. I think these are called boards. So what I'm doing here, I'm brushing a thin layer of white icing, creating kind of like a see-through glass board. And then we can brush a thin layer of yellow royal icing on each side. Let that crust for about 30 minutes. Now take 20-second consistency royal icing and flood the sections around on both sides. Use a scribe tool to shape the corners. To make the Prometheus statue, I'm using a template, and on top of my template I have a piece of wax paper. I'm going to let this dry and then carefully, these are so tiny, they are really easy to break, carefully remove it from the wax paper. Now I'm going to make a stand for the statue using ivory first. Let it crust, and then you can use gold and make the base with gold. And while that's wet, we're going to attach the statue. Very gently place it on the top and push it into the icing so it sticks. Now pipe white lines across. Use piping consistency royal icing. Now I'm going to outline with ivory. And let's not forget the Christmas lights. So for this I'm using yellow lights, and then I'm also going to make a garland. There I will also use some red lights. So to make the garland I'm using piping consistency green royal icing. This is just straight from a bottle, leaf green. Let it crust for about 5 minutes, and then we can add the Christmas lights. You could also use sprinkles, but I wanted the lights to be super tiny, and I didn't have sprinkles in these colors that were so small, so that's why I used royal icing. And now we can outline with navy blue. I'm going to paint my statue with bronze luster dust. So into my dry luster dust I added a little bit of alcohol. I am using Everclear. You can also use lemon extract. You want to use alcohol with high content alcohol, so the liquid is going to evaporate quickly and it's not going to dissolve your royal icing. If you were to use water, most likely your royal icing would start dissolving fairly quickly because water takes longer to evaporate than alcohol. To make the Christmas tree, I'm using a template, and on top of my template I have a wax paper, and I'm making a royal icing transfer. To make the Christmas lights, I'm using these are rainbow nonpareils, super easy to use, and we're going to let this dry overnight. And then you can glue it onto the cookie. Use a gentle shifting motion to make it stick, and then to decorate the top I'm just using a yellow star. And there you have it, Rockefeller Center cookies. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial at least as much as I enjoyed creating this design. It was so much fun. And I also wanted to wish you all happy holidays, Merry Christmas. I know it's been a tough year for everyone, but try to make the best out of it. And I will see you next time.